Hello. Hello, 1 2 3 4 5. We start with Odisha.
More or less, I can do one thing.
Uh,
I can hear you.
you can hear me. ठीक है चलने दें इसको ऐसे ही
हाँ हाँ
ठीक है चलो
Hello, hello, hello. Can you hear me? One, two, one, two, one, two.
1 2 1 2 1 2 can you hear me?
I can hear you. Can you hear me?
I can hear you. Actually, there was some issue basically, so it looks all
There's
right
always
now.
an issue, isn't it?
No, it's fine
There's
now.
always an issue.
I have to change my call link. And,
Okay, fine.
Hello and welcome to all the viewers joining in. We are back live once again, this time from the Bangalore Football Stadium here in Bangalore for match number 21 of Match Week 7. It's the top of the table clash where Kickstart FC at home takes on Odisha FC. Promises to be a very good contest, this one, because two top teams going head to head against each other. Kickstart, they will definitely be bolstered by the new signing in Sabina Khatun. The Bangladeshi international did arrive last week here in Bengaluru. We'll have to wait and see if she starts today in the playing 11. Here's the Kickstart FC team making their way to the stadium. We did manage to speak to their head coach, and here's what he had to say for this all-important kickoff.
Good afternoon. This is a top of the table clash. What kind of a game are you expecting? So usually we prefer to play attacking game. Uh, it's all about scoring more goals in the league. So we are looking to play attacking games. You are facing the most informed team in the league. How are you prepared for this? Yeah, we worked on our lackings, whatever we were lacking in last game. Finishing, we worked on finishing, and slight changes are there. In today's match, we are playing a little bit different formations. We prefer for that. How difficult was the game against HFC? No, it's not so difficult. This thing we missed a couple of chances in the last match, so that's why we practice more on finishing this thing, attacking third. We want to work on that, so we worked good in that. Thank you, coach. All the best for it. Thank you.
The head coach there showing his intent and emphasizing more on trying to play the attacking brand of football. Scoring goals is what he was talking about. Lacked the finishing touches in the final game. A little draw that they managed against Gokulam Kerala FC. Here's the visitors, Indumati Kathuresan, Pyari Zaza getting off the team bus. They will be all excited for this one. We did manage to speak to Crispin Chetri before the kickoff, and these were his thoughts.
It is 100% win record till now. How do you plan on continuing that versus Kickstart?
See, whatever happened in the past, whether we won, we lost, that's different. Tomorrow is a new day and a new game for us. Yeah, and Kickstart is a good side. It's their home match, but we have prepared ourselves well enough to come with 3 points.
What kind of game are you expecting, considering both teams are in form?
I think both the teams likes to play attacking football. So hopefully our team will play what we have planned, the homework we have done regarding Kickstart. We stick to our plans and come out with 3 points.
Your season has been brilliant so far, but are there any areas you would like to improve on as a team?
Yeah, as a team, every day you want to improve in certain areas. You want to grow as a team. You want to improve individual players, set pieces, everything. So definitely we want to improve as a team.
Thank you, coach. All the best for it.
Thank you.
Crispin Chetri there emphasizing more on continuing with what he has been doing the best and coming up with those 3 crucial points after the end of the 90 minutes today. Well, here's the first look at the Team 11 Kickstart FC. Maiban Davies starts in between the stakes. Jababani Tudu, Linthoi, Aruna, Supriya. In the back four, Sonia Marak starts today. Preeti, Dalema, Papki, Karishma, and Sabina Khatun. We're all waiting for Sabina Khatun, how she gets on with her first involvement here at the IWL. Of course, joining in from Bangladesh, a prolific goal scorer, Sabina Khatun. 33 international goals to her credit and 333 goals in the Bangladesh professional football, club football, beg your pardon. Here's a look at the Odisha FC lineup for this game. Shriya Huda starts in goal. Astam, Manisha Panna, Julie Kishan, Sanju Yadav in the back line, Karthika Angamutu, Grace, and Indumati through the center. Pyari Zaza, Linda Kom, and Winting Tung will lead the line. It's going to be a very exciting contest, this. It's going to be a tough battle because both teams are yet to be defeated in this edition of the IWL. Refereeing contingent will be led by Ruba Devi. Assistants will be Sujata Palit. We'll get back to the refereeing contingent in a bit to talk more on this fixture and how this is going to pan out for the next 90 minutes. Before that, we'll have a quick look at the standings. Odisha FC, top of the pile at the moment with 15 points. Kickstart closing second with 13. Gokulam Kerala, after their victory last night, moves to 11 points. Setu and Hobbs falling up with 7. East Bengal with 3 points, and Sports Odisha with just 1 at the moment. This is the final fixture of match week 7. And what a game this could turn out to be. To talk about more on this fixture and to be on this game alongside with me, I'm joined by my co-commentator, Joel Richard William. Joel, welcome. And how excited are you for this one? This is a top of the table clash. Both teams yet to lose a game in this edition of the IWL, and this promises to be one of those games that all the football fans would be waiting for.
Yeah, it's one of those games that you don't want to miss if you're a football supporter, no matter what team you like, whether it's Kickstart, whether it's Odisha, whether it's Gokulam. And it's a game that, well, both teams would love to win, of course, to just further cement the credentials in the league at the top of the table. If you're a Gokulam supporter and fan, you want these teams, both of them, to draw so that they don't get as far away from you as possible. As we saw there, Odisha have 15 points and Kickstart have 13, Gokulam have 1. If either of these two sides win, then they distance themselves more from Gokulam. That's not something that they would like. So, if you're a Gokulam fan, you would like a draw. Obviously, if you're a fan from each of these two sides, you want their team to win. As a neutral, we just want as much entertainment as we can possibly get, Junaid.
Well, that's right. And yes, this is going to be a tactical battle because both teams will try and measure each other out because, of course, Odisha FC at the moment are ticking all boxes. They've got absolute quality going forward. They've got players with supreme quality in all the areas of the pitch. Kickstart are not too far behind. And I'm pretty sure with the inclusion of Sabina Khatun, they will be definitely looking to score more goals from here on. Of course, there's Karishma Purushottam, who's the leading goal scorer of this edition of the IWL. She scored 6 so far in the campaign and would love to add a few more today. Shreya Hura, on the other hand, has conceded just 1 in between the sticks in the 5 games. Has maintained 4 clean sheets so far. And we'll have to wait and see how their defense performs today for Odisha FC. Indumati Katiresan, the skipper of the visitors. Zalima Chiba, captaining Kickstart, has returned to the IWL, started a couple of games. Dalima Chibber, and would surely want to get the entirety of 90 minutes in this fixture.
Well, Junaid, Dalima Chiba is something interesting. She hasn't completed any of the games she started this season, so perhaps a lack of fitness playing there. I really haven't, to be very honest with you, very frank with you, I haven't been impressed with the way she's playing this season. She hasn't been at her best, arguably. We expect much more from her. And, well, maybe today can be a day that she can reivindicate herself and show us all why she is considered one of India's biggest footballing talents, of course. But as of now, she has a lot to prove in this campaign so far.
That's right. And perhaps she's coming back from an injury, of course, and just getting a feel of the IWL. And yes, it's just going to be a matter of time before she gets into the groove and starts delivering for Kickstart FC. And like you rightly pointed out, today could just be the day because it's the occasion that demands. They are playing one of the best teams of the league so far in Odisha FC. Kickstart, the home side in their green and white. And of course, Odisha in their visiting colors. So we are underway here at the Bangalore Football Stadium. Kickstart going from left to right on your screens. Early involvement of Sanju Yadav. Lima Chibber for Karishma. Tries to get Papki involved, but first throw-in of the game.
Well, Junaid, this is the first game that I'm actually covering for Odisha FC. I haven't really seen them yet this season, so it's going to be very interesting for me also to witness them, how they play, how they set up. It's going to be a brand new experience for me watching them for the very first time. So let's see what they can bring to the table. I mean, they are top of the league for a reason, and I want to figure out what that reason is. Whether they are just too good or whether their opponents have just not been up to the mark. I will have to figure that out, or I will have to figure that out in the next 90 minutes or so, Junaid.
That's right. For the fact that I have covered a lot more games of Odisha FC, so these girls have got absolute quality. They've got a lot of internationals in their setup. The likes of Indumati Katarason, there's Pyari Zaza, there's Linda Com, you name it and they have it. And of course, they've got Vinting Tung, who's one of the most. Hello and welcome back. Again, we do apologize for the inconvenience caused there. There's Karishma Purushottam. Karishma goes through with a strike and hits the woodwork. Was a follow-up coming in from the left there and was always going over. That was a good chance there. Rattled the crossbar. And we are yet to see the deadlock broken. Odisha FC, of course, playing away from home is Winting for Indumati. It's a good ball for Winting. Winting trying to get the cross in, but kept it a bit low. Cut out by the defense there. Back with Kickstart. Sabina Khatun. Preeti Rai. Here's Salima Chibber. Tries to go long and finds Papki there, but Sanju Yadav. Right throughout. Papki gets the better of Sanju. Karishma with a cross. Looks like a decent tempo to the game, Joel, at the moment. Both teams have a go at each other.
Yes, I've been impressed with Kickstart's beginning so far in this game. It's been relatively good. Odisha have been made to work hard in this initial 11 minutes, and to be fair, as I was saying, they're not used to that, so it's gonna be an interesting game already, and it really is all hands to the pump for both of these sides. It's fascinating to watch.
Supriya again there with an overlapping run, trying to stretch this Odisha FC defense wide. Gets it inside the box. Well dealt. Shreya Huda pouches that one safely in the end. Having a bit of an altercation there, Papki and Shreya Huda. Shreya starts pretty quickly with Pyari Zaza. Pyari trying to drill one through and find Linda Kom there. Kartika. It's given away too easily there. Karishma. Back to Odisha. Pyari Zaza. Sanju Yadav. Cut out by Sabina Khatun. That could have been way too dangerous for Odisha FC. Here's Winting dropping a bit deep now. It's Pyari. They look pretty organized defensively. Kickstart not letting Odisha FC run through. So Odisha FC are coming from the back of an impressive victory against East Bengal in Kolkata. Many victories in Kolkata are always special, and they hammered East Bengal by 4-1. Preeti Rai gets it inside the box. Sabina Khatun got to the end of it. Had her back turned towards the goal there. Here's Pyari Zaza with an impressive run. Trying to burst inside the box. Pyari from the distance goes through. Well, she has managed a banger in the previous fixture against East Bengal. Trying to go for a long ranger once again. It was way too easy for Lintoy Devi.
I mean, Junaid, if you're going to beat Lintoy, it has to be a screamer. She's one of the best goalkeepers in the league, without a doubt. So if you're going to get past her, it has to be a very good finish. And that lacked the power, that lacked the pace. And that was easy for Lintoy to grab. But what I've been interested in is watching Odisha trying to build up from the back. And look at that again, they're just failing to do that. They're failing to find the passes. And it's that centre-back at the back. I'll try and get a number now. But she's the one consistently making all the mistakes at the back when it comes down to playing the ball out. She's the one that is constantly being surrounded by these Kickstart players. I'm trying to get her number. I'm not 100% sure who it is, the number, but I can see her. She's down the fullback position now, wearing those white boots. She's being caught in possession 4 or 5 times already, trying to play the ball out from the back, and she's been intercepted. So perhaps that's an avenue for Kickstart that they can exploit in this game going forward.
That's right. They are a good team going forward. Kickstart have looked impressive defensively as well. Odisha FC enjoying more of the ball in the first 15 minutes. Manisha. Sashta Moray. Manisha goes back. They have relied heavily on build-up from the back this season, Joel, because they've got quality when it comes down to moving the ball. And Indumati Kathiresan, Hona Grace, they've been the main orchestrators for this team. They've tried to play through to the flanks and get Pyari Zaza or Vinting Tung towards right or left involved as much as possible. They've been overlapping runs coming in from the likes of Sanju Yadav as well as Asta Moran. Here's Indumati Kathiresan going through with the strike. Takes the deflection. She's up in arms there as she thought that has struck the arm of one of the Kickstart players there. Kartika. Stretched one to find Indumati Kathiresan. Pyari Zaza. She's been flagged offside. Was a decent ball coming in from Indumati Kathiresan again. Like I mentioned earlier, Joel, Indumati Kathiresan, Grace Honhar, they've got some quality in the middle wherein they've tried and have been sublime with their distribution of the ball towards the flanks, and that has amounted to a lot of goals coming in from these girls in pink. And that's definitely one of the areas they would try and exploit and try to hit Kickstart from here on.
I like the jersey from Odisha though. The pink jersey. That's a brilliant ball. Chance here for Kickstart. Oh, that's good defending. That was good defending. That was very good defending. This is a defender I was talking about before. This time she does manage to play the ball out from the back. But I was saying I do love the jersey. Pink, for those of you that don't know, is my favorite color. So, I mean, absolutely stunning jersey. It was number 4 then, Sanju. You see another mistake there, Junaid, by Sanju. That's already 6 I've counted already by Sanju. She's just given the ball away 6 times in 18 minutes. That's 1 every 3. That's not good, is it?
Well, that was getting way too close there. Julie Kishan finally seeing it out. But that's right. She'll have to try and improve on that front. Because, of course, when you are playing a quality side, it's a top-of-the-table clash, like we mentioned. And any mistakes at any point of time would be punished quite severely by some of the good strikers going in this competition so far. Here's Indumati Kathiresan. It's through to Kartika Angamutu. Here's Sanju again. Tries to get Pyari involved. There's Linda. Or Pyari takes it in the stride. Gets away from Papi. Lays it for Vinting. Tries to drill it through. Vinting with a strike! Brilliant save and parried over by the goalkeeper. Lintoy Devi has been absolutely brilliant in between the sticks. That was going in for all the money there from Vinting Tung.
Yes, I mean, I don't think Dalima is fit for this game, to be honest with you. I mean, she just pulled out of a tackle there. She didn't really want to put her body on the line. I mean, that's not the kind of player we're used to. It's like a different Dalima out there this season so far. It's not the same that we've been accustomed to over the years. Player that puts her body on the line and tackles, and she if you just look at that again back in slow motion tonight, she puts her foot away from the tackle, as in like, you know, I don't want any part of this. And that's not something that a holding midfielder needs to do. Again, credit to Lintoy. I've told you already, she is possibly the best goalkeeper in this league, and she is proving it time and time again today. That's already 2 saves she's made in the first 20 minutes that were very good saves. That one, of course, being the best. And she's a very difficult keeper to beat. So, you have to really, really, really strike it well if you're going to beat Lintoy, especially from distance. She's a very good one.
Now, with those 2 chances, those 2 strikes, perhaps Odisha FC are knocking on the door on regular basis now for that first goal of this game. Here's Kartika Angamutu. Here's Grace for Indu. Back to Kartika again. Indumati for Vintin. She's got options. Decides to go wide on the right. Gets the ball inside the box. Defense is up for it. It's 3v1 there. Preeti Rai wins it back finally.
Odisha turning the screw here. They are now having the lion's share of possession, having the better chances, keeping the ball nicely, and Kickstart FC are struggling to, as we say in Spanish, oler la pelota. They're struggling to even smell the ball, as we would say in Spanish. So it's a very one-sided last 6-7 minutes here. Kickstart really need to wake up a little bit more, because they started the game brightly. They had a very good chance, Junaid, to make it 1-0. Now, would have the game changed if they had opened the scoring in that chance? I think it would have.
Well, it would have, and we would have what Odisha FC are capable of, because they haven't been tested enough in this campaign, because the victories that they've got, they've been outrightly clinical, and it has been runaway for them in most of the games, to put it that way. And if they were trailing first up, and we would have seen how they responded. And yes, it was a good strike, but had it been a bit more clinical, it would have been a different story. There's Julie Kishan on the ball. Rishma trying to give it a chase all the way back through to Shreya Huda. Restarts from the back again through Manisha Panna. Grace there. Trying to utilize that right flank on a consistent basis now, Odisha FC. Kickstart. Finds it through to Karishma. One-on-one with Julie Kishan there. Julie well marshaled in the end and puts it out for a throw-in. They are not letting Odisha FC get those balls in those dangerous territories at the moment, Joel, because especially the way they are setting themselves up, they are not allowing players from the flanks to make those runs. Yes, they've got a couple of shots away. Lintoy has to make a couple of good saves, but the overall play, Kickstart, they are trying to get better as the game is progressing. We're almost through to 24 minutes. So 24 minutes into the first half, and the deadlock is yet to be broken. This is a top of the table clash between Kickstart and Odisha FC. Gary's going long with that one. Winting giving it a chase. Lintoy Devi again passing that one quite comfortably. There's another Lintoy. Bakpi plays it straight down the line. Sabina Khatun is giving it a chase. Sabina gets the cross in. Julie is there for Odisha. Back with Kartika Angamutu. Given away by Odisha. Sonia Marak for Preeti Rai. Halima Chibber. And Odisha wins it back eventually. Sanju Yadav. Back with Sanju again. There's Pyari on the turn. Just past one.
But just look at Junaid, just look at Dalima just jogging back, walking back. She just doesn't look like she is 100% in this game. Really doesn't.
Now, is it all down to the fitness issue or the injury maybe that she picked up in the pre-Olympic qualifiers? Or has she been rushed into this fixture, or perhaps a couple more fixtures previously?
But then that's the onus of the coach also to just say, hey, wait a second, you're not ready. Also the onus of the player to say, hey, coach, I'm not ready for this. You know, but people have to be honest with themselves, you know, and she has been a shadow of her best in these past 3 or 4 games that we've watched her. It's not been fun watching her play these last 3 or 4 games that we've covered Kickstart. I mean, usually she's bouncing around the ground, so much energy, but it doesn't seem to be there. And perhaps you're right. Perhaps it's the injury. She's not 100% fit, or maybe she's been rushed. But again, that's she and the coach have to be honest with each other and say, look, I'm not playing to my level. Anyways, that is up to them to decide, not up to us. But we're just pinpointing the fact that, you know, she's not. I don't think she's 100%, to be honest.
Again, Winting there, utilizing that right channel, got the ball and went through with that cross. I know I've got my predictions wrong a few times, Joel, and for the first time, I think I might just get it right. It looks like a 2-1 to me, the way the game is progressing or perhaps warming up at the moment. What do you think?
You're not gonna get it right, Junaid. Stop lying to yourself,
Again?
please. Be honest, Junaid.
I'm not calling it a humdinger, though perhaps it could turn out to be one. I'm not calling it a goals galore or bag of goals. Here's a Sabina Khatun looking for the help, gets it eventually back, and she control it, perhaps had a bit more weight behind that one. Like I said, I'm not calling it a bag of goals or goals galore. It could be a 2-1 to perhaps maybe Odisha FC, just given to the fact that they've got absolute quality going forward.
Yeah, but that quality has been neglected by the fact that, look at that again, another mistake playing out from the back. Look, I'm a coach myself, and you have to know your limitations. If you don't have the players to play the ball out from the back, just don't do that. You have to understand your team. You have to understand the level that you have, and if you cannot play the ball out from the back because you're constantly making mistakes, then you should try and assess that. If that's not your strength, then try and assess that. I mean, Odisha are very good at fast transitions. We can see that here, and individual quality, because that's what they have. They have a lot of individual quality. But playing out from the back, I mean, 8, 9, 10 times they've already lost the ball playing out from the back, and that is just causing them trouble because they're inviting pressure on themselves. And to be honest, I just don't understand. I really don't understand the stubbornness of trying to play a way that you genuinely can't because of the mistakes. Anyways, each to their own, I guess. Chance here for Odisha. That's nicely done. 1-2. Good strike. Was that for a goal kick? I'm going to go for a draw, Junaid.
That's interesting. And definitely, there's one team that'll be very happy with your predictions if it stands that way. Brooklyn Pola.
That would be that would be Gokulam for sure.
Yeah. So, as it stands at the moment, we've just ticked off 30 minutes on the clock, and Odisha FC for sure enjoying more of the ball. Have got 4 shots away, none perhaps coming in from Kickstart. We are yet to see the deadlock broken here at the Bengaluru Football Stadium here in Bengaluru. So top of the table clash, Odisha FC sitting right on top of the pile with 15 points, followed by Kickstart with 13. If Kickstart managed to win this one, they go through right to the top. Both teams yet to lose a game in this edition of the IWL so far. Odisha FC, on the other hand, has conceded just 1 goal in the game against East Bengal. Have managed 4 clean sheets so far. Of course, Shreya Huda and Crispin Chetri would have worked things around to try and stop these girls from Kickstart FC. Kickstart have a new player in the 11 today, Sabina Khatun, who's joined in from Bangladesh. And perhaps that's the only change in the squad. In the 11 they played against Gokulam Kerala in the previous fixture. Deepa Shahi has made way for Sabina Khatun. Let's Kickstart. Trying to go long and find Karishma there. Julie for Grace. Sanju. He's got options to the left. Pyari keeps it. Still Pyari. Sanju joining it. Goes through. Wasn't going to trouble Linthoi from there on. Sanju Yadav had more options there to pick out one of those pink shirts further forward in likes of Vinting Tung or Linda Kong, but decides to go herself, and sure, you can't beat Linthoi from there on. It's Grace Van Haar. Sanju for Pyari. Rona Bagh sees it out for a throw-in to Odisha FC. "33 minutes in, Joel, and what do you make of it? Because both teams, it's been a sedate start. Odisha FC for sure have got a few shots away, but we haven't seen that threatening football that we've been used to coming in from Odisha FC so far. Kickstart, on the other hand, have looked decent in patches, but yes, they haven't created enough for their liking.
Yeah, I mean it's finely poised, isn't it? I mean, it is a very interesting game to watch. Still deadlocked at 0-0, but it could have been 1-1 already. It could have been 1-0 for Kickstart. Could have been 1-0 for Odisha. Both of them have had good chances. So obviously the best chance of the game fell to Kickstart inside the first few minutes of the match. So I mean, this game could go either way. It's not 100% that it's going to go Odisha or it's 100% it's going to go Kickstart. It could potentially go either way. It could potentially be a draw. It's that tight. It's a very, very even Stevens game, Junaid.
Well, that's right. They'll have to keep coming at them, at each other perhaps, or because at the moment, Odisha FC are running with the ball. But of course, what you make of that possession is what counts. Zashta leaves it through for the run of Wenting Tung there. Wenting just cuts it inside, leaves it for Idumati Kathuresan, who gets it back eventually. Can she cut it back? Looks like it has taken the deflection of Aruna Bag there and goes out for a corner to Odisha FC. Now, they've been absolutely threatening with those corners. Odisha FC have scored 3 goals so far in the campaign from those set pieces. Julie Kishan scoring in the game against East Bengal. That was the first they scored at around 6-minute mark. Get the early lead. Ashton sends it in, sends it out perhaps. A poor corner coming in from Ashton Moran there, Joel, because of course you would definitely expect better from the likes of Ashton Moran.
Oh,
could this
what
be
a
a
mistake that
chance?
is. Again, players just trying to play out from the back, and they don't have the quality to do this. I keep on saying time and time again. I mean, it's this modern way of playing football, and I understand it completely. As a coach, you want your players to play a certain style, you want to entertain, but you have to be realistic, and you have to analyze the players that you have on your team and say, wait a second, can we do this? Yes or no? I mean, and we're getting some YouTube comments saying, "Oh, but Odisha playing out from the back, this, that, and the other." I mean, I don't know how many times you counted, but I counted over 10, 11 times that they've tried to play out from the back and they've given possession inside not inside their own half, inside their own third, in the last danger zone. So I mean, it can come out, it can work, but at the moment, it's working 1 in 3 times, and that's just not good enough. And again, look, they're building up nicely here. That's not a problem. You can build up there. That's fantastic. Beautiful play there by Odisha. In fact, it's great. It's an offside though, but it's fantastic football. But there are certain places where you can play like this. There are certain places where taking a risk is all right. It's not bad. It's okay. But other places, like the goalkeeper there for Kickstart, you can't just take a risk there. It just doesn't make any sense, Junaid.
Now, to be fair to Odisha FC, they have played out from the back in possibly all the games that they've played so
But
far, and they have done
Junaid,
reasonably well.
but
Yeah, go on, Joel.
Junaid, they played against Hops, they played against East Bengal. No offense, but they're not going
Yeah.
to press you like Kickstart are pressing them. They're not. It just you have to play against the team that you're playing against now, and Kickstart are one of the better teams in the league. And if it's not working for 3/4 of the time that you're trying it, then try something else. It can work against Hops because they're not going to press you. They're going to sit back because you're Odisha. It works against East Bengal. It works against Sports Odisha, but it's not working against Kickstart. That's what I'm trying to say.
That was perhaps my next sentence there, Joel. In comes the ball. Chance! Another good save by Lintoy Devi there. Good ball. She was left unmarked there. Probably a foot on either side of Lintoy would have made things really interesting for Odisha FC. Well, that was the point that I was trying to make, because they have played out from the back really well against the likes of Hops or Sports Odisha and the likes. Kickstart is a different beast altogether, and they are getting the first taste of playing out from the back this time, Odisha FC. Yes, they've been caught out on more than a few occasions, like you rightly pointed out, and they'll have to try and come out with something different and pretty quick. Just another look at that corner coming in on the other side of the pitch this
Lintoy's
time.
just a
6
great.
minutes to play.
She's just a great goalkeeper, isn't she? I mean, she really is the shining light of this Kickstart side. It takes a lot to beat her. It takes a lot to get past her, and so far she's been superb in this game. Also keeping Kickstart in the game at 0-0.
Yes, like we've always pointed out, Linthoi Devi, even Shreya Huda, of course. She's managed 4 clean sheets so far in the campaign, and they've looked class apart from the rest. Beatrice has been good as well, but hasn't got enough games, perhaps maybe due to an injury that she picked up in one of the games. And of course, she did start against East Bengal yesterday.
But to be fair with you, Junaid, how many times does the Odisha keeper get tested in a game? I mean, let's be honest. Against Sports Odisha, against East Bengal, how many times does the opposition actually attack the Odisha goal? Let's be frank.
Well,
She
she was
barely gets
tested a
tested in
few
a game.
times on in the Gokulam game, and she's pulled out some fantastic saves. Of course, in the Setu game as well. But she has been tested. I mean, I won't talk about the Hops game because that was completely dominated by, especially the ball was dominated by Sports Odisha FC, beg your pardon. Yes, to be fair, yes, the likes of Melody Chanu from East Bengal and Linthoi Devi, they have been tested quite a bit compared to the others. And again, owing to the fact that these teams do have good defense as well, but teams haven't pressed well enough against the likes of Sports Odisha.
Odisha. Sports Odisha is the other Odisha, Junaid.
I beg your pardon of Odisha FC.
Oh, God, I love commentary with you, mate. See, Kickstart are actually playing their game. They're playing their game, and they are playing much better. You see, there you go. Perfect. First time she's been tested in the game, and she comes out with chop trumps. That was a superb chance there for Kickstart, and that was a great save by the goalkeeper, and they're appealing for a handball there now. What do you think of that?
Well, I don't think there was enough in there because he came in and probably got into her midriff from the first looks that I got it. Popkey sends it in. Spreeti Rai giving it a chase there. And won't be able to keep it in. Glorious opportunity there for Karishma. Went through with the strike, but Shreya Huda was up to the task and keeps it out. Aston with a throw in. Sonia Mara goes to the ground. Play on, says the ref. Here's Manisha Panna with the ball for Grace. Kartika, beg your pardon, Sindhumati on the ball now with Kartika. Sanju Yadav trying to bring it forward. And I second the point that you have been trying to make for the entire 45 minutes. She's given the ball away way too cheaply again, Sanju Yadav.
I mean, she has time and time again. I've already counted 9 times. She's just given the ball away. I mean, yeah, maybe she gets it done right 10 times, but still, that's not good enough. That percentage-wise is not good enough. Chance here for Odisha. Good save by the goalkeeper, Linthoi. But, yeah, I mean, it's just, it's not good enough. You have to look at the stats there, at the percentages, and, you know, she just gives it away far too often in this game. Maybe in the other game she's had more time, more space. You know, the opponent is not as good as Kickstart maybe, but today she's been poor in that sense. Chance here though for Kickstart now. Cross coming in. Hoiked away and cleared away secondly there by Odisha FC. It's been a good game, Junaid. It's been entertaining. It's been fun. And the YouTube chat has been fun also. Plenty of comments praising your commentary, Junaid.
Now, if that's not sarcastic, then I'd like to thank all who have praised.
I'm not being sarcastic, Junaid.
It's all in a good humor, Joel. It's all in good humor. Well, yes,
Obviously.
like you pointed out, it has been a decent game. Of course, chances coming in for Odisha FC, but Lintoy Devi have kept Kickstart in the game. 2 minutes have been added on by the fourth official. Here's Linda. Chance for Ting Tong. Indumati Gati Racing goes wide of the post. So, 2 minutes have been added on, Joel. And how do you see this panning out for the second half? Because it has looked even Stevens. As far as the play has gone, of course, like we mentioned, chances have been created by Odisha FC. But Lintoy has been class apart. On the other side, they haven't created enough chances. Kickstart, they've had a couple of shots towards the goal, tried to test Ashriya Huda. Haven't troubled her either.
To be fair with you, Junaid, the two best chances of the game have fallen for Kickstart. I mean, the two best chances literally have been one-on-ones, and they've been for Kickstart. Here comes Odisha, though, on the charge, down the flank, maybe to take a 1-0 lead into the half. Oh, how did she miss that? Oh, my word. How did she miss that, Junaid?
You talk about the best chances falling in for Kickstart, and there was one for Odisha FC. All she had to do was to tap in there. And Pyari Zaza missed out on perhaps what could have been her fourth of the season.
See, again, they're trying to build up from the back. I don't think they understand the limitations that they possess. I mean, you just can't play a style that doesn't suit you. It just, again, it just doesn't make any sense in my head. Trying to build up from the back when you genuinely can't. I mean, it just beggars belief. I don't get it. I really don't. I mean, kudos for trying, but, you know, if you try 20 times and it doesn't work out, then the best thing to do is try something else, isn't it, Junaid? I mean, anyways, 2 minutes have already elapsed. We're into extra time of the extra time. It is still deadlocked at 0-0. We're going into the break. Junaid at 0-0, Kickstart 0, Odisha FC 0 here from Bangalore. Junaid, it's been a good game so far, hasn't it?
It has been a decent game so far. Chances coming on both sides of the pitch, and yes, they haven't been clinical enough to try and finish those ones. But a decent game of football. Top of the table clash, living up to its expectations so far. And yes, they've got all to play for in the next set of 45 minutes. And here's a quick look at the halftime stats. Odisha FC enjoying 60% of the ball compared to 40% by the home side. 10 shots with 4 landing on target for Odisha FC, with just 1 shot on target for Kickstart. 2 fouls for Odisha FC. No cards in the game so far. Has been a clean game. 5 corners to Odisha and just 1 to Kickstart. And Odisha have been guilty of being flagged offside a couple of times in the first half. Just 1 shot coming in from Karishma there, around about the 42nd, 41st minute mark. That perhaps was the only strike from Kickstart FC. 10 for Odisha FC in this first half. Zaza with 4, Indumati Kathiresan with 2, Linda, Manisha Panna, Sanju Yadav and Winting Tung with 1 shot each. Two fouls for Odisha FC, one by Julie Kishan and Winting being the guilty party on the other one. Now, just in case if you have missed out on the action in the first half, here's a quick look at the way this has panned out. Karishma there going wide of the post. Karishma again with a decent chance. hits the woodwork and back. Winting trying to test out Linthoi Devi from just outside the box. He's had a good game so far, Linthoi. Shreya was tested by Karishma again. And this one just before the halftime break. Following it nicely for Pyari Zaza, who couldn't quite get the tap in. So that's the halftime scoreline here at the Bangalore Football Stadium. It's Kickstart FC nil and Odisha FC nil. Do join us again in about a few minutes from now. Should be a very good contest of the next 45 minutes coming your way live. Hello and welcome back once again to the Bangalore Stadium here in Bengaluru, Karnataka, where Kickstart FC at home are taking on the top of the table team at the moment in Odisha FC. It's been 0-0 at the end of the first half here at the Bangalore Stadium. Both these teams have a chance. In fact, Kickstart have a chance to go on top if they try and get those 3 points here today. For Odisha, of course, a draw would do it. That'll take them to 16 and solidify their position at the top. It was a decent first half, chances falling in for Odisha FC until the very late. Pyari couldn't quite keep that in and would have been a different story had she managed to hit the target from there on. It's going to be Kickstart to restart this one. Still waiting for the final whistle from the ref. It's about time, and we are underway here at the Bangalore Football Stadium. Going from right to left on your screens is the home team. Vinting goes out for another throw-in to Odisha FC. From the distance, Angamutu, well, Lintoy has been absolutely sensational right throughout, and that was another easy grab for her. Start of the second half, Joel. 1 minute into the second set of 45 minutes. First half has been even Stevens, like we mentioned, and both teams have a decent chance of making a comeback and taking that early lead, which could prove to be way too critical as we go along in the contest.
It's been even Stevens. You rightly said it. Even though you can see the 11 shots there from Odisha to the one shot by Kickstart, I mean, most of those shots have been from long distance. So don't let that fool you in that case if you're just tuning into the game now. Most of the shots have been from long distance, which have been either well saved by Lentoy, easy saves. The only clear, perhaps, cut chance that Odisha had was in the dying embers of that first half. And Kickstart had two very good ones. One hit the crossbar, and one was a one-on-one save that Sreya made a very good save from. So it's been even Stevens. You're right to say that, Junaid. Even though some people might argue that, hey, 11 shots to one, how can it be even Stevens? Well, it has been a good midfield battle. And even though Odisha have had the larger portion of possession, Kickstart have been very solid. They've frustrated Odisha in this game. And it's still deadlocked at 0-0. It could go either way, to be fair.
Oh, that's right. And yes, and to be fair to Odisha FC, the one taken by Winting Thong, I mean, Lintoy had to make that one a proper save out of that one, where she parried one over the post. And the other ones, like you rightly pointed out, have been easy grabs for someone like Lintoy, who's enjoying a very good season so far. Is Indumati for Winting. Linda giving it a chase, but looks like it's Supriya there who puts it out for a throw into Odisha FC.
See, Junaid, with this kind of game, the thing is that Odisha have such a strong team, such a strong squad, that any chance could come from any of these young ladies here playing in the starting 11. So, I mean, they have 11 players that could potentially open the lock here and score the opening goal. Meanwhile, Kickstart don't have that in their team. They have perhaps 2 or 3 players that can do that, but they don't have 11 top quality players that can finish with aplomb. So that is the big difference in these two sides. But yet again, this is football. The longer Kickstart frustrate Odisha, the more they will believe, the more hope they will get, and I think the more that they will think that, you know what, we can get something from this game, a positive result against perhaps what many are considering the favourites for this IWL 23-24, and rightfully so. They are the favourites. They've beaten everyone so far. Although this game, they are still deadlocked. So, interesting 40 minutes left on the clock, Junaid.
Oh, that's a very valid point that you have made because they have scored 9 goals so far, Kickstart FC, and 6 of them have come from Karishma alone. A goal for Pakki as well as for Lepcha. Not quite sure who got the other one. But for 12 goals that Odisha have scored, they have scorers left, right, and center. They've got Pyari Zaza has got 3, Vinting has got 3, and Linda Combe has ended up on the score sheet a couple of times. Manisha Panna as well as the others. So yes, all the 11 players, especially the art players, the artful players, they are potent enough to make a comeback at any stage of the game for Odisha FC. Kickstart, well, they haven't had such goal scorers up until now, at least. And probably that could be one of those reasons, maybe, that they have tried and got a new signing in Sabina Khatun from Bangladesh. Sonia Marak there tripping over. It's a good ball coming in for the overlapping run of Supriya from the left. Looks like the flag was up anyway against her.
But you see, Junaid, that originates again, that attack, even though it was an offside. And I'm stressing this enough because it's what I'm seeing. It's one of the weak points that Odisha have. If they have any, they have one at least. And it's this building up, constant building up from the back. And again, that opportunity arose from that. I mean, she lost the ball in a dangerous position. I keep on saying this time and time again. You can lose possession. That's part of the game. That's part of the sport. But if you lose it in a dangerous position, it just makes things a little bit harder for yourself and for your team. And that happened there again. Luckily for Odisha, she was offside. Otherwise, she would have been clean through on goal.
Yes, they'll have to try and fix that as soon as possible because they have been guilty even in the first half of giving the ball away quite too cheaply. Here's the run coming in from Indumati. Indumati gets away from the defense there and goes into the side net. She's got her hands on her head at the moment. It's going to be a corner for Odisha FC. Right, could this be the chance that they've been looking for? 6th of the game so far for the visiting side. In comes the ball from Kartika Angamutu. Header, chance again! Pyari tries to lob it over. They are defending in numbers at the moment. Back with Odisha FC. Minting on the ball. Gets it out of the box. It's Kartika again from the left, and she has been flagged offside this time. Good opportunity there for Indumati Kathuresan to go with that strike, Joel. And perhaps got the deflection of the defense and went out for a corner there.
Yeah, that was good. That was good football there by Odisha. But again, good defending by Kickstart. So Odisha, the much better attack. Kickstart defending stoically, stubbornly, and solidly. at the moment. 54 minutes in this game, still deadlocked at 0-0 between these two heavyweights of Indian women's football. Odisha FC leading the table with 15 points. Kickstart with 13, just 2 points behind. Kickstart now on the attack. It's been a very good game of football, Junaid. I mean, it's a good tactical battle between these two sides. That is something that I've been looking forward to watch. It's a very good tactical battle.
Yes, and we did expect the game to pan out that way. Yes, to be very honest with you, I did see the result going in the likes of at least a couple of goals to Odisha FC, maybe with the quality they have up top. But then, yes, it's been all in the midfield. Odisha have created a few opportunities, haven't been clinical enough. Kickstart, they would hope to get a few shots on target. Have been lacking, but defensively they've been right up there. Looks like it's Preeti Rai who's gone on the ground and looks to be in some pain at the moment. She's been absolutely brilliant right throughout, Preeti Rai, especially running the midfield, winning those 50-50 balls. Has looked hungrier in every game that she has started so far. So, 55 minutes into the contest, and the deadlock is yet to be broken. Kickstart nil, Odisha FC nil. Linthoi Devi this time going airborne. Here comes Odisha. Indumati for Linda there. Drilling delivery for Vinthing. Goes through with a strike. Another brilliant save coming in from Linthoi Devi. His Ashtam. Looks like it's a foul there. Sonia Marak has hit the ground. Looks to be in some excruciating pain there, Sonia Marak. That was a good strike coming in from Vinthing Thong Joel. Good ball played first up from Indumati Katuraisen. Got her lacing behind that one, and Linthoi again keeping Kickstart in the game.
Yep, you're right, Janae. That was a very good opportunity there for Odisha to open the scoring. And again, the goalkeeper has been superb, Lindoy. She has been tested by this Odisha side, and she's so far, after 57 minutes, come up trumps and has had answers to all the questions being posed to her. So, that's why she's one of the best goalkeepers in the league. I dare say the best, possibly. So it's 57 minutes. Another chance for Odisha. There's going to be a double set change here for Kickstart. Deepa coming on, and so is Lepcha. So what does these changes mean for you, Janae? What do these changes mean for the team, for Kickstart?
Well, they will definitely try and attack because Deepa Shahi plays further forward, start on the bench to accommodate Sabina Khatun today, and Papki. It's a like-for-like replacement because Lepcha plays more through the midfield. Like the coach before the kickoff pointed out, they want to go all guns blazing and get their attacking game going. It hasn't happened so far. Maybe with 30 odd minutes still to go, they will try and create more opportunities. Still early days for Sabina Khatun because it's just been her first game. Here's Linda Korn there. Again, brilliant defensive work coming in from Kickstart. Deepa Shahi gets her first touch. Here's Sonia Marak. Cut out by Asta Moran there. Back with Indumati Katuraisen. Sanju tries to bring it forward. That's a missed pass. It's been poor from that left flank, the build-up from the left flank, perhaps. Joel again for 11th man shot. That ball has been given away way too cheaply. And Kickstart, well, they couldn't manage to capitalize on that occasion. But again, that the build-up from the left hasn't seemed to be working out. It's been 58 minutes so far. There's Indumati Kathiresan trying to drill one through for Pyari. Linthoi well marshaled out in the end and sends it out for a throw-in.
You're right. It's not working out from the left, isn't it, for Odisha today? They're coming up against a wall every single time they try and penetrate the left hand side of the Kickstart side. It's not working out for them. It's not a good cross there. And she's been a bright spark here, Wingte. She's been very good so far in this game. One of the bright sparks of this Odisha side today. Other than that, they've been frustrated by a very good defensive Kickstart side today. Surely it's a handball, isn't it? No handball, says the referee. So the hour mark is upon us, Junaid. 0-0 here at Bangalore. All to play for still in this game.
Yes, they've got everything to play for as another corner has been conceded by Kickstart. They are enjoying the lion's share of possession. I've got a few shots away, but Kickstart, like Joel pointed out, have frustrated Odisha FC. Odisha known for their free-flowing football. Got in front on several occasions, but haven't made the most of it. It's Kartika again. Gets it in. Truly, they're trying to get to the end of that one and couldn't quite get there in the end. Looks visibly frustrated there, Crispin Chetri. And looks like the ref has shown her the red card and marching orders for Crispin Chetri. Joel, what do you make of that? Because that came out of nowhere, because he looked visibly frustrated and kicked the ball. And the ref was quick to spot that and shows her the red card.
It's what happens when your team is not playing the way you want them to play. As a coach, you get frustrated. I've been there, done that. You know, I've also received red cards before because of my actions on the bench. But because that's at the end of the day, that's a bit of passion shown there by Crispin Chetri. But again, it's frustrating because he's seeing his side is not playing the way he wants them to play, and the game plan is not working at the moment. I mean, you can try and sugarcoat it as much as you possibly want, but the fact is the game plan is not working for Odisha FC today. They're coming up against a very, very well-oiled defensive Kickstart side who are trying to hit them on the break and have the players. Here we go again. That's nice build up there by Kickstart. Gets into the box, crosses it in, and that's good defending there by Odisha. But the game plan is not working, and the coach is visibly frustrated. He's received a red card. It shows.
Now that brings me to another question. Now, what different could Odisha FC do from here on to try and get that opening goal? Because we have seen them scoring those goals, those absolute bangers, and especially even from the open play, they've scored some sublime, sensational goals as well. And here today, they are clearly struggling. So what different do you think they could do to try and turn things around from here on?
They have to be quicker in transition. Their transition from defense to midfield, midfield to attack is way too slow. They have to pick up the pace. They have to be quicker in transition. And that's something that we haven't seen today. Yes, they've shot 12, 13, 14 times at goal. Like we said at the very beginning, that can be deceitful because most of the shots have been from far away, which, a keeper from like Linthoi, her caliber, you would expect her to save them, all right? But how many times has Linthoi had to make a one-on-one save or a save from inside the box? None. Have you counted any, Junaid? None. So there's a lack of penetration. There's a lack of fluidity, and that is evident. That's the fact of the game. That's how it is. And sometimes, the truth can be hard to swallow, a bitter pill, but that's the reality of the match today. Odisha are falling into Kickstart's trap in playing in a more defensive fashion, and the tempo is not there for Odisha.
That's right. Even the progression hasn't been there for all of us to see, because they have lacked clearly. There's a good ball now for Karishma. She's got options to the left. Lepcha there. Julie Kishan on that occasion, reading that one quite comfortably. There's a change coming in for Odisha FC as Malti Munda prepares to take on the pitch, and she replaces Linda Com. Malti, of course, scored in the previous fixture. As Lepcha gets the cross in. Good defensive work again from Julie Kishan there. Up second or third corner for these girls in green and white. It's a second for them. Sabina sends the ball in. Chance for Kickstart. Wasn't far away there. Deepa Shahi, Aruna Bag, who got to the end of that corner. Now they keep getting those chances and getting it into those areas there and thereabout, Joel. They can make things very interesting for the next 25 minutes. The home side.
Yeah, definitely they can. And I'm liking the press in the midfield by this Kickstart's team. They're not allowing Odisha to have the space. Look at that, instantly pressing. Yes, that was a good turn there. And that's a good opportunity now for Odisha. Ball gets played into the box. Ooh, that was a glorious opportunity there for Odisha, Junaid. Corner kick.
Now that was a brilliant chance again, falling to Winthing there, and Winthing looks like it has taken a deflection of someone there, and that has stayed out. Another glorious opportunity coming in the way of Odisha FC. Winthing with us. Fury seems to be back on her feet now and should be back on the pitch pretty soon. It's going to be corner number 8
So,
for...
Junaid, the longer this remains 0-0, the more frustrated, of course, Odisha FC will be. That was another good chance there for Odisha. The longer it remains 0-0, as I was saying, the more frustrated that Odisha FC will be, and perhaps the more bodies they will pile forward, the more spaces that will be left at the back for Kickstart FC to try and exploit. That is a textbook game plan if you are a team that is inferior to the other side. Let's not kid ourselves here. Odisha are the better team. They have the better squad. They have the better players. Let's not fool ourselves here. Those are the facts. That's the reality of the issue here. But as a team today, Kickstarter played to their game plan, which is keep it solid defensively, hit them on the counter-attack, and frustrate them for as long as they possibly can. 68 minutes, still 0-0. The longer it remains, the more hope Kickstart will have that they can get something positive from this match.
Well, you have taken words out of my mouth there, because the way I see it panning out, because Kickstart are going to go deep with this one. If it stays the way it is at the moment, then they'll definitely fancy their chances in the last maybe 10-12 minutes or so. And yes, Odisha FC are trying for their first goal of the game, but it hasn't worked out for them, and they are frustrated, visibly so, because they are known for the team. I mean, transitions. We've seen some brilliant auditions in the previous fixtures, but it hasn't worked out for them so far in this fixture. And if they can frustrate them a bit more, Kickstart, the ball comes in from Sabina Cotton there. Nobody there meeting that one. Back with Kickstart. Sabina trying to get it back. It's going to be another corner for Kickstart FC. So they'll try and take this game deep and try and hit them on the counter. Because if they commit bodies further forward, leave out those spaces towards the back, and there's going to be every opportunity for the likes of Sabina, Deepa Shahi, and Karishma to exploit. There's Lepcha from just outside the box there. Get it right. Here's Numati Katiresin on the counter. Winting Tung on the ball. Weinger options. Shifts it towards right for the run of Pyari. One-on-one there with the fullback. Pyari, can she get it inside? Tries to cut it, but Deepa Shahi performing her defensive duties there. Where's the corner from? Perhaps the cross from coming in. Some words there coming in from the tactical area. Go on, Joel.
Yeah, that was a good attack there. A good fast transition is what I've been crying out for a long time already. That was a fast transition from one side to the other. They had open spaces because Kickstart had piled ladies or piled bodies forward. So that was a good move there by Odisha, and they get a free kick in a very dangerous position. Let's see if they can make something from this. And the answer is no. Again, they're frustrated by this Kickstart defense. It's just been solid, Junaid. Solid as a rock. As solid, as they say, as the Rock of Gibraltar, mate.
You've just summed it up over there. And, you know, in games like these, sometimes you'll have to scrape through results. And that's exactly what Odisha FC have to believe in. Because, yes, I mean, you won't get that perfect goal sometimes. You know, it could be ugly. You'll have to try and take that. And, yes, Kickstart are playing really well defensively and move the ball quickly in transitions and get the players up top involved as much as possible. They have been guilty of giving away positions way too cheaply, but here's Winting Tung again from the left, gets it inside, tried with the cross. There was a Pyari there on the far post, but it takes something absolutely special to beat this goalkeeper. Bring out from the back this time, Kickstart FC. You're absolutely right. There's no debating that one. On the turn is Pyari. Aruna Barkes dispossessed. Pyari sends it wide.
And you mentioned something interesting, Junaid, about yeah, sorry for that, but I was just going to come back to that. You mentioned something interesting before, Junaid, regarding winning ugly, and that is something that you have to learn to do. That is something that champion teams do week in, week out. Yeah, the likes of Man City, sometimes they have to win ugly. Liverpool sometimes have to win ugly. You know, Barcelona, Madrid against Almeria, for crying out loud, just a couple of days ago, they had to win ugly. Yeah, so sometimes that happens, but that is the mark of a champion side. So this is a test for Odisha. Yes, it's a test for Odisha's title credentials. Can they win the game ugly? Because as of yet, they haven't really been tested. Perhaps the Gokulam game, they were tested here and there, but Odisha were very good in that game. So can they win ugly? That's the question we have to ask ourselves. If they can, then the title material, title credentials are there. But if they can only win pretty, then you have to ask yourself, if the going gets tough, how do they react? As of now, they are struggling to break down this Kickstart side. And I really do believe they have the quality to win this game by a country mile. But Kickstart are frustrating the life out of them.
Now, this game sort of reminds me of the Gokulam and Setu game on the opening day of the IWL, wherein Gokulam were frustrated and it turned out to be a 0-0 draw. But with the kind of form that they are in at the moment, Odisha FC, you would definitely expect them to do much better than what we have seen today. Still got 17 minutes left in the game, and the players they have on the pitch, they can turn things around. way too quickly. Here's Indumati Katharesan with the ball. Tries to get Pyari involved, but gets dispossessed. Deepa Shahi wins it again. Aston there. Karishma on the ball. Tries to send one through, but straight at the defense. Dalima Chibba. Here's Sabina. Sends it out towards the right. Cross comes in, but straight at Shreya Huda. They're trying to build up there and thereabout. The girls in green and white haven't troubled Shreya Huda that much. Here's Grace. Dalima gets dispossessed. Sanju wins it back. Sanju trying to bring it forward. Can she get the right pass there? Finds Pyari. Pyari gets it away from the defense. Perhaps a heavy first touch there. And Linthoi sends it out for another throw-in to Odisha FC.
It's going to be a water break now, a drinks break now, Junaid. But I'm really liking the intensity and the press in the middle of the park by this Kickstart FC side. It's been superb. They're not allowing Odisha to dictate the tempo, dictate the game at their own terms. So, I mean, the possession, 57-43, as expected, perhaps. Like I say, and I keep on saying this time and time again, Odisha are possibly the best team in this league. That goes without saying. The fact of the matter is, this game today, the game plan hasn't gone to plan. It's just as simple as that. It just hasn't gone to plan. Something has to give in the last 15 minutes.
Now, considering the circumstances, because they are playing obviously the second best side in the league, who hasn't lost a game, let me remember that. Would you be happy to take a point when you are playing away from home in their own backyard against Kickstart FC? I think it should be a fair result considering you will still be on top of the pile and you've got 6 more games to bounce back. Of course, it's not going to be, the world wouldn't come shattering on Odisha FC at the moment if it stays 0-0. They came here expecting them to win and that hasn't turned out the way they planned it out. And that seems to be a bit more frustrating for them at the moment. I mean, that's what I can think, at least from my own perspective.
Yeah, that's the thing, Junaid. They've come here, with all the fanfare and all the buzz around them, that they're going to win, it's Odisha. And again, another chance there. They've won 5 games on the trot, They have all these internationals. They have Winte. They have the English lady in the, on the bench. All this and that in the background perhaps has how should I say fogged down the fact that Kickstart themselves are unbeaten. They're a very good side, and perhaps a point away from home against Kickstart is a good result. I mean, it's not the end of the world, as you rightly pointed out. It is a good result. Will they be happy with it? Perhaps not, because they were expecting to win the game, maybe. But you got to take what you have, and so far, a draw is what they have. It could get worse.
But it shouldn't be a bad point. Well, in the longer scheme of things, it shouldn't be a bad point.
It's not a bad point at all. It's not a bad point, but just the high level that they've given themselves, that they've talked themselves into with the performances on the pitch and out of the pitch also. They've given themselves this pressure of we have to win this game unnecessarily, because they really shouldn't. And that's what they've given themselves. They've given themselves this unnecessary pressure of coming here to win. And that's great. That's fantastic. Chance here for Winte. Maybe she can score the winning goal. Chance goes begging again, Junaid.
Well, Malti Munda there not being at the right position at the right time. Just came in from Rentington. It hasn't fallen to plan for these girls in pink. Here's Pyari. Gets away. Pyari with a strike. Wasn't far away there, Pyari. Gets past Linthoi to beat another Linthoi there, Pyari. Still got about 11 minutes in the contest left. Goal for any of these teams at the moment should definitely seal the deal. Because Kickstart have put up quite a show defensively today. Here's Sabina Khatun. She's got options to the right. Karishma gets past one. Karishma goes through with a strike, but Shreya Huda is stationed right up there. That was their fourth shot, perhaps, coming in from Kickstart. Karishma with her third on target. So Odisha FC on the ball. Sanju Yadav for Kartika. Kartika goes long. The intent was to find Malti Munda there, but cut out by Jabamani Tudu. Sanju Yadav for Kartika. Now they'll have to try and keep their cool at the moment, because if you get frustrated that you haven't scored, then you might just end up conceding one. And that's exactly what Kickstart would be trying to do, because they've had a brilliant game plan coming into this contest. Have defended quite well. That was a good ball coming in from Indumati. Well kept out again by Supriya. Corner for Odisha FC.
The defending has been top notch by Kickstart. It really has. Like every time that they've been sliced open, and it hasn't been a lot of times because they've been solid throughout, but every time that they have been, they've just found a way to clear the danger away. It's a superb defense.
Kickstart. Deepa Shahi. Lepcha. Lepcha against Sanju there. That has gone down on the ground. And the network is going to be broken. It's been a good tactical battle. Kickstart have done well defensively. They've been absolutely brilliant, especially their backline along with the goalkeeper, who's had some brilliant saves in the game. A couple of missed opportunities for Odisha FC as well. Yes, go on, Joe.
Yeah, Lintoy has been superb, and again, credit to all the defense, all the back five for Kickstart. And look, I've criticized her in the first half, but Dala Machiba has been instrumental in the second half, controlling the back line for Kickstart throughout. So again, kudos to her. Oh, what a save. That's a foul, surely. What a save that is by Lintoy. That was another good chance there, Junaid.
Well, that was a good one. I hope Lintoy is fine, because they rammed into each other when Pyari tried to get one past. She got the knock flush on the face there, Lintoy, and he is in a state for the remainder of the 7 minutes. Still down there, Pyari has managed to get herself. Yeah, there you go. It's fine, and well, that's definitely a positive sign for Kickstart. Looked like she was struck flush in the face there, Joel, because Pyari was trying to get to the end of it, and that was a good save in the end. from the point debut game.
So time is eking away here. 6 minutes left on the clock, Junaid. Still deadlocked. Are we going to see a 1-0 victory for either of these two sides? Are we going to see a draw, just like I predicted at the beginning of the game? Remember I predicted that, Junaid? I did, didn't I?
You did. Yeah, you've been absolutely spot on right through, at least for the last 3 games with your predictions. And I have been absolutely pathetic, if I may call it, because I have over-predicted on several occasions, because I expected those games to be full of goals, but it never happened that way. And this one, I was pretty convinced that it's going to be 2-1, because I was pretty certain about the way Odisha FC play their game. Here's Deepa Shahi from the left. Leaves it for Karishma, but Indupati Kathiresan there wins it back for Odisha FC. Pyari for Karthika. Good defending again, shutting down the doors on Karthika. Angamutu was Lintoy. I expected this to be a 2-1, considering the fact that Odisha have absolute quality going forward, and with the likes of Pyari, Vinting, Linda Com, there were a couple of goals that I expected at least, and of course Karishma, well cut out by Odisha there. Back with Indumati Kathiresan. It's a good ball, trying to find Pyari towards the right. Can she keep that in? Had a bit too much pace on that one, and that's going to be a goal kick for Kickstart. So 4 minutes left. It looks like, Joel, it's your prediction again of a draw that's going to come through.
Plenty of years watching and studying and analysing football in depth, Junaid. It does work out eventually. I mean, the vibe of the game was just giving me that. I mean, I could be completely wrong. I mean, either of these two sides can still obviously get a win. And to be fair, Odisha looked like the likely side. Is it going to happen? Wing Ting on her last legs there. I mean, it just has the vibes of a draw. Both sides have been very decent in their own style. Odisha have tried to play their game, but unfortunately, they've fallen into the trap of Kickstart. They've literally fallen into the Kickstart trap in this game, whereby Kickstart have kept it solid. Junaid, let me ask you a question. How many times have Odisha penetrated the wingers, the wing backs? How many times have they tried to play down the wing and got through the wing backs or full backs? Or has it been mostly in the middle? Ooh, that's dangerous. Once this is happening, Junaid, answer me, if you can, please. How many times have they tried to penetrate the wingers, the wing backs? Or has it been mostly down the middle?
Well, especially in the first half, they weren't there up with the best of those crosses coming in. We have seen Odisha FC with those overlapping runs coming from Ashton Moran. That was a bad tackle there, trying to win there, perhaps. Rammed into each other there, Ashton Moran. We haven't seen those overlapping runs coming in from either the right or left from Ashton Moran and Sanju Yadav. That has been their game plan, wherein they've got the ball wider. They have tried to stretch out the defense, got those crosses in, and let the likes of Pyari or Venting to work with them. And it hasn't worked out for them. So,
because most of the attacks coming in this game from Odisha have come down the middle. And that is exactly what Kickstart wanted them to do. That is the trap that they've set out Odisha today. Odisha, the wingers have not been influential in this game. The wingbacks have not been influential in this game. They haven't had an influence that you'd say, wow, yeah, look, the wing backs have completely destroyed the. No, they haven't. They've been annulled. They've been level, equalized with the fullbacks. They haven't been superior. Why? Because most of the attacks, and again, here we go again, down the middle. And that is where Kickstart are very, very solid.
Well, I second that because they have stuck to their game plan, and pretty sure they must have done a thorough study of how Odisha FC have been playing in this competition so far, and they have relied on the likes of Sanju, Assam to make those runs and try and add up to the attacking prowess going forward. Hasn't been the case today for them. But yes, like we mentioned earlier, a point away from home against the second placed side is definitely not going to be a bad result for them. Here's Pyari again on the ball. Tries to shift it towards the flank this time, but Vinting wasn't in the position to receive that one. We are into the final minute of the regulation time. We're at the Bangalore Football Stadium. Dalima Chipper. Karen Pius with her first involvement. 6 minutes have been added on.
Added time, 6 minutes more.
Now that's one more realistic chance there, Joel, with 6 minutes of added on time. They'll have to try and see out these 6 minutes.
They will, and it will be interesting to see how these 6 minutes pan out. 5.5 minutes left now. But again, once they get down the flank, the quality hasn't been there for Odisha today. It's been lacking. I mean, and you know, we said this before also with Gokulam Kerala in the first few games when the wingers were not performing. So it's nothing weird. We call things as they are, Junaid, don't we? We say things as we see them, and you know, some people might disagree, some people might agree. That's the beauty of football. Everyone has an opinion. Everyone has a thought. We just cannot, you know, sugarcoat anything. It's just what it is. Another minute gone here. Just 5 left. Good ball now for Wing Ting. Into the box. Cuts inside. Opportunity. Offside in the end. Oh, the frustration is visible, isn't it, Junaid, in the Odisha players?
It is, because it's been more than one occasion wherein I've seen Winting throwing her arms up in the air. And yes, because that actually was turning out to be a very decent opportunity there. And Pyari, had she timed that run to perfection, could have been a better result for them. Aston. Dari. 4 again from Odisha. They haven't just got off the blocks the way they have in their previous fixtures. Again, seized out by the defense there. So Priya just letting it. It looks like the way the Kickstart players are responding at the moment, they will be way too happy with the draw if it stays the way it is at the moment, Joel, because they are letting those balls get away, and we haven't seen an attacking threat coming in from Kickstart, at least for the last 7-8 minutes or so. Here could be one. Karishma giving it a chase, trying to get past the defense. Karishma stumbles and goes to the ground.
That's a red.
The ref.
That's a red. That has to be a red. She was the last player. Oh my word. Junaid, that's a red. If you're the last defender, she's got past you already. That has to be a red. Surely. Look at this. She's got past you, and you just bring her down. If she hadn't brought her down, she would have been clean through one-on-one with the goalkeeper. That has to be a red. What's your take on that?
Well, I think I'll agree with you, because she had got past Manisha Panna there, and she got blocked in the process. And then, was there a nudge or a pullback? Not sure about that in the first go, but Now, is that going to be a
Whatever
realistic
it
opportunity
was.
now for Kickstart to try and convert from here on?
I mean, definitely is a realistic opportunity, but whatever it was, that has to be a red. There's no other way to put that. That is not a yellow card. She was one-on-one with the goalkeeper, and if you do that and you're the last person, then that has to be a red. I mean, I'm just baffled by all that right now. Anyways, it's a good opportunity for Kickstart here with 2 minutes left. I mean, I'm a bit baffled by that refereeing decision, to be honest with you. That in any referee's book has to be a red card. Anyways, free kick for Kickstart, Junaid.
It's going to be Lepcha with a strike straight at Shreya. There were green shirts there to try and pounce on a spillover. Shreya Huda, safe as houses there. There's Linthoy again, trying to drill one through. Perhaps lob it over. Odisha FC. One thing. He's got options. Malti Munda has continued with her and tries to get one inside the box there. Manages to do it eventually, but there were no pink shirts at the end of it. And Kickstart again quite comfortably sees it through. More so, put it out for another throw into Odisha FC. Ashtam pretty quick to restart. Innumati Kathiresan for Karthika. She's continued with the run further forward there. Innumati Kathiresan gets the touch, gets it away. And that's going to be a throw-in for Kickstart. Looks like that's going to be it at the moment, Joel, because we've just got about 30 seconds and Kickstart, they don't look like they are in a bit of a rush to get this game underway.
Is it now, Junaid? Corner kick. Last chance of the game, last chance saloon for Odisha FC today, here in Bangalore.
Julie Kishan. Sanju puts it back. This could be the last action of the day. Tries to send one in straight at the goalkeeper Linthoy Devi one more time. It's going to be a fair result in the end, Joel, because we haven't seen the kind of quality we are used to seeing from Odisha FC, and Kickstart have stuck to their task and they have executed the plan they came out.
Wait a second, we can still get a result here. Ooh. That was a decent chance there. Yeah, it's a fair result in the end. 0-0, Odisha had their chances, had their moments, but Kickstart played to their strengths. So that was a superb result there for Kickstart, Junaid.
Brilliant result for Kickstart FC. Odisha, with 5 victories on the spin, coming into their 6th game away from home here in Bangalore, and have to settle for a draw. They maintain their spot right on top of the table with 16 points from 6 games they have played so far. Kickstart with 14 from their 6th. It was a good game of 90 minutes. Odisha stuck to their plan, executed it to perfection, and Odisha, well, they have had their chances. Couldn't quite convert them, especially just before the halftime break in the first half. Decent result in the end, and I'm pretty sure Kickstart would definitely be the happier of the two sides, because they have managed to salvage a point against a team who's done brilliantly right throughout the campaign. 56% of the ball was enjoyed by the visitors, 44% to Kickstart FC, 16 shots with 6 landing on target. for Odisha FC, 5 shots with 4 on target for Kickstart, 6 fouls for Odisha and just 1 for Kickstart. 3 yellow cards shown in the game for Odisha FC, no red cards, 10 corners to Kickstart and 4 for, beg your pardon, 10 corners to Odisha FC and 4 for Kickstart. And Odisha have been guilty of being flagged offside on 4 occasions. 5 shots taken by Kickstart, 3 of which were from Karishma alone, Aruna and Lepcha with 1 strike each. Odisha FC with 16 shots, 5 from Pyari, Indumati with 4, Winthing with 3, Kartika, Linda and Manisha getting 1 shot each. Just 1 foul for Kickstart in the entire game. Deepa conceding that foul. Odisha with 6, Pyari with 2, Aston, Julie Kishan, Manisha Panna and Winthing Toon committing 1 foul. And here's the updated standing after the first round of the games. 6. They all have played 6. Odisha with 16 points from their 6. Kickstart closing second, 14 from their 6. Gokulam are chasing them at the moment with 11 from 6. They've played. Setu and Hops to follow with 7 each. East Bengal and Sports Odisha at the moment are clearly struggling to find some form. And just in case if you have missed out on the action, this is how it panned out. It hasn't been a game of goals for the entirety of 90 minutes. Like we mentioned, there were some chances. Here's Karishma with that run early on in the first half. Hitting the woodwork there. Brilliant save coming in from Linthoi Devi. Another one back to back there. Linthoi Karishma making Shreya Hura work for that. Linda Com from outside the box trying to go through. And this was just before the end of the first half. Good ball coming in from wide on right there for Pyari, who couldn't quite turn it in. That was a challenge on Sonia Marak. One thing again, cutting it to find Pyari there. Well held in the end by the goalkeeper. Pyari from just outside the box, trying to go through on her own and missing the target. And then this was just before probably the end of the first half. Asta Moran lunging into for that challenge. Shreya Hura with comfortable save in the end. So there's been an even Steven sort of a contest at the end of the 90-minute mark here at the Bangalore Football Stadium in Bangalore. There's been Kickstart FC nil, Odisha FC nil. So that's been my time here in the commentary box along with my co-commentator, Joel Richard William. And until we see each other again, it's time for me to say goodbye and good night.